a case study on social media and how it's changing marketing forever. Over the past few years, social media has started to change how marketers and companies are approaching campaigns, branding, and customer relationships. For the first time, companies can monitor their brand, attract new customers, monitor feedback from their customers, and post updates about their business through one single outlet. But let's start with a little background information first. Across the board, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube are the leading social media outlets, but they aren't the only ones being utilized. For example, there's Foursquare, Blogger, and Tumblr, just to name a few others. In order to fully grasp the importance of social media and its effect on customer relations, we first must take a look at social media's general impact. And we'll be doing this with a brief history lesson. PR and marketing were originally purposed to put a product out on the market and receive both positive and negative feedback in order to make their product better. This customer relationship was important for creating loyalty, a positive brand image, and overall company growth. However, over time, the customer relationship management, or CRM, disappeared, leaving an uneven communication system between both businesses and consumers. And this is demonstrated through this diagram, showing that consumers were left with less overall influence than companies were. We'll start by analyzing how consumers were affected. Over the past 20 years, marketing and PR have developed into a one-way system. Consumers had lost their voice, and therefore were not having any impact on product creation, customer relations, and other areas of business. Companies were also affected by this one-way communication system from business to consumer, however in a very different way. Let's take a look. Up until recently, companies were not listening to the feedback consumers were providing. If their product was well received, then great. If not, it was quietly swept under the rug, and no effort was made to facilitate a conversation between the business and consumer to determine areas of improvement to ensure customer satisfaction. Overall, social media is reverting PR and marketing to its original form. There is now a two-way and even three-way communication system set up. Now businesses and consumers have a platform in which they can receive and manage feedback, once again engaging in a mutual dialogue. The three-way communication system can be shown as this, with a consumer-to-business relationship, a consumer-to-consumer relationship, and a business-to-business relationship, which are the three business relationships being developed via social networking. And now we'll move on to the interview. And my interview was with Sean Kessler. We'll start with a little background on Sean. He graduated from Penn Tech. In 2007, he was awarded the Association of American Medical Colleges Award of Distinction. In 2008, he spoke at the National Association of Physician Recruiters annual meeting, and he also presented at the Kennedy Recruitment Conference. In 2010, he again spoke at the National Association of Physician Recruiters annual meeting and has held positions such as a senior strategist at Zero In Recruitment Marketing and recruitment strategist at Pinpoint Strategies. He is now currently the senior strategist at Alois Butler & Clark, or AB&C. Sean was great to interview because of his extensive knowledge about the marketing industry and social media. He has used social media in a variety of ways as a producer and a consumer, so his opinions were very well-rounded. He's also been in the position to use social media in dishonest ways, but has chosen against it. Therefore, he has had first-hand experience with why honest communication between consumers and producers is not only a positive aspect for a company to have, but it is necessary to succeed as a business. Now on to my case study. I chose to do a problem case study. I focused on how social media is changing marketing today. Specifically, my case study dealt with managing and responding to feedback from customers via social networks. With increased public customer interaction, there is always a chance of negative feedback. With that, companies have the choice to respond to social feedback in a constructive way and create a positive customer-business relationship, or they can ignore and/or delete the feedback. By deleting or ignoring feedback, you create negative externalities, developing a bad brand image, and damaging customer relationships. Michael A. Stelzner, the founder of SocialMediaExaminer.com, said, "Social media is hot, and for businesses, it represents a marketing opportunity that transcends the traditional middleman and connects companies directly with consumers. This is why nearly every business on the planet, from giants like Starbucks and IBM to the local ice cream shop, are exploring social media marketing initiatives." Now let's look towards the future. The truth is that social media will always be here. The major players may change, as they do in all fields, but people will always want to communicate their feelings about companies and products. Social media offers an outlet for consumers to relay their thoughts and feelings to businesses. With that said, it is important for companies to have a social media presence. If they don't want to take the time to create a website or a Facebook page, someone else will. And chances are, if they're going out of their way to do so, it's not to leave positive feedback. Being proactive in creating social media and then responding and managing comments is key. Establishing yourself and branding your company with a reputation of quality customer service ensures customer loyalty and satisfaction. Every company makes mistakes, and people realize that. The real distinction lies in how they deal with them. Now let's take a look at where I believe the future of social media is headed. Through a social recruiting survey, it is estimated that companies will be increasing their social media budget by at least 55% in 2012. And due to the fact that consumers are spending more time on their smartphones, it is also projected that businesses will increase their mobile social media marketing by up to 80% in 2013. With the all-around increase in the use of social media, I believe that social media careers will also increase. These would include professionals for social media maintenance and development, as well as social media strategists and planners. 70% of people spend at least 1 hour a day online using a form of social media, which only further solidifies the need for businesses to reach out to their consumers via these platforms. All of this leads to the increase in social media marketing and business practices. So to conclude, in social media, nothing is too small to ignore. And with the increased importance of customer-business relationships, you can't afford to ignore anything. Because social media is always changing the way we look at things.